Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome to hour number 3 of the line, Talk 99.5. Talk995.com and AndrewMcLeanWho.com. Also, Real Talk 99.5 TV on the YouTube. Make sure you get in on that and all the things. Waiting on this Raul Castro indictment announcement. I think that's going to be kind of interesting. We'll carry that for you as it happens out of Miami as a FBI DOJ press conference. That'll have some international implications. Former Cuban President Raul Castro. So we'll play that out as it happens. John Bird, last night something came up.
Yeah, buddy.
As we were at your little shindig over at
Margarita Grill.
Margarita Grill in Pelham. It was actually my first time being there. The building's a lot bigger, it's very spacious.
Yeah, it is.
They've got like several sections and then a big outdoor section. I don't like the gravel outside because it's kind of hard for the chairs to sit in the gravel. But,
yeah.
It's whatever. And anyway, so you take a break and come over to our table and you're looking at the chips and salsa. And Trish is like, "Well, do you want some chips and salsa?" No. I don't want any. I couldn't. And I'm like, "Yeah, you want chips and salsa?" No. I don't really. I can't. And I'm like, "John Bird, go ahead."
It's pretty good impersonation.
And so you take them, and this is all on camera, by the way. As you proceed to eat the chips and salsa, you are actively talking.
Oh, really?
To the live stream.
I didn't know that.
Which you do often. You know, when you eat, you talk, but you talk a lot. So it's hard to get an opportunity to eat when you talk as much as you do. And as you talk while you eat, spittle and chips start kind of just shooting off everywhere.
Oh, my gosh. I had no idea about any of that.
And this is a characteristic of yours that is not anything new. It happens. And so when you
I'm never gonna find a girl.
When you went back on stage, I moved the chips from where you were over to Trish, and I'm like, "Here." She's like, "No, I'm okay." I said, "Why?" She goes, "John Bird's been spitting all over those chips."
Oh man, Trish, I'm sorry.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right." So, as we discussed on the live stream, I think it would be a fantastic idea to do a series or do a video called John Bird Learns Eating Etiquette. And if I can find someone that is a professional, you see these shows where it's like some English woman and showing people how to properly, do whatever, eat dinner or set a table or whatever it is. If I could find somebody like that where we could make a video of them showing you how to be all prim and proper at dinner.
Wow.
I think it'd be fascinating.
I forgot a lot of things being a batch for so long.
Yeah. And it would be beneficial to you.
Yes, it would be.
To be able to learn these things, but also could teach people out there. We've got plenty of bachelors in this audience, I'm sure. Because there's, there's
So you could use my shortcoming as a bachelor to help other bachelors.
That's right.
Oh, my gosh, I love it.
And men that are, I don't know, somewhere between 40 and 60 that listen to this show, there's a good chance that they are divorced or single simply because they listen to this show. Their wife is like, "This is what you're into? I don't think it's going to work out." Here. So, what do you think? Do you think that's something we could do? We could pull off?
Yeah, I think so.
We've just got to find the person that can teach you. And they don't have to be some sort of certified, manner expert, but they can just be somebody that is familiar with.
And have the fancy stuff like how do you eat, when you've got a fancy meal and you got all those forks down there and where that goes and wiping your mouth after you eat.
I'll be there for it, and I can document. I'll mic you guys up, and I'll have a couple cameras set up, and I'll document the interaction. I'll stay out of the way. I'm not going to be part of it, but I can document the interaction.
Well, then I'll wear my suit.
You can wear absolutely. You dress up in a suit, maybe after hours or something, or maybe before they open. Joel can give us one of the O'Sherry locations.
Yes.
In order to do that, and maybe even the video can be sponsored by O'Sherry, and they can fix the meal for us. And you see what I'm saying?
This is crazy. This is genius.
We got I thought a lot about it over the past 24 hours. And
I've given you a lot to think about over
have.
the past years, yeah.
Because if you go back and watch the live stream from last night, you will see that it's firing off at rapid pace. And you're just...
Yeah, I always do that. Well, I'm not going to eat. I'm going to fast today. And it just starts gnawing. I did have a little indigestion when I was singing.
I bet you did.
Yeah, that last hour that I was... saying I had a little.
But we talk about like at the podcast when you used to eat on the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when after the podcast you'd get up and there'd be food everywhere.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Some of it's just outright missing your mouth, but some of it is made the trip into your mouth and then back out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean that's bad. Bad manners.
And you don't, like
manners.
you said, you don't have a woman in your life that's there with you for every meal or, for dinner to tell you, hey, quit spitting on the food.
And maybe I would have a woman in my life if I had better manners.
Yeah. Was there any mention, so Friday night after Jawbone Jam when you and Captain Morgan went to Al's Deli, what did you eat while y'all were there?
Mm-hmm. Well, she got the 5-pound loaded baker.
Right.
And then I just got a chicken wrap, like an idiot. I don't know what.
She didn't mention anything about you spitting all over her loaded baker or anything?
No, she gave me a big bite.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, yeah.
She's like, here's the piece that you spit on. Take a bite.
Yeah, she's very tolerant. You could tell she was very tolerant with my ape-like ways.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was just curious. Anyway, I think that would be some good content. I think we should put that together and see how that goes.
Oh, here come the phones.
And if you've got ideas, give them to us. I need somebody that can teach this etiquette for John Bird. 205-545-9950. That'll get you in. Let's go to Alan and Nectar. Up first, Alan, what's happening?
Hey, bro, how y'all doing?
We're good.
It's too bad that Rex Harrison's not available. You remember him?
Oh, man.
Who is that?
It's My Fair Bird. We got to teach him to walk and talk like a regular lady.
Yeah, this is before your time, man, but I'm all over it.
Yeah, that sounds like somebody we need.
That's a little
Rex
before,
Harrison. Wow.
His time,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was picturing, kind of an English individual would be preferable.
Yeah. Check out the movie. It's My Fair Lady, bro.
All right.
Later.
Yeah.
See ya. I'll check that out. My Fair Lady?
Yeah, I started a stage play, My Fair Lady. I want my girlfriend. She was wanting to audition, and then she was like, yeah, why don't you audition? Well, she didn't get the part, and I got the part of Rex Harrison.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was she upset about it?
Yes.
Oof.
Yes. To the point where I only did like 2 of them. Yeah. It was like 6 of them. It was like it was post high school. So, I mean, there were young folks there, but it was all, older folks. And I landed it. And because of love, I derailed my acting career. I could have been a musician, actor, double threat. And I was on the stage, triple threat.
Wow.
Yeah, instead I'm me.
Instead you're this.
Yes.
Oh, man. because it turned out so
Wow,
well.
Ruth, call us back. She sounded fancy.
Oh, we had a caller? That
Yeah,
was,
Ruth from Vestavia. You sounded fancy. Call us back.
Okay, all right. Maybe we've got one already. Mandu bringing you this part of the show. Mandu.com. MANDUU.com. Get your Mandu on. I'll be out there today for my workout, and we're just waiting on you. For those of you that hadn't gotten your first appointment yet, go ahead and do it. I had people coming up to me at Jawbone saying, hey, I tried it out. Absolutely loved it. You're going to feel the same way, and I'm not even pressuring you to sign up or to start doing it on a regular basis. I just want you to understand what this is and what it does for you. You can see short videos on the website, mandu.com, but there's nothing like going in and experiencing it firsthand. You're going to love the trainers, first of all. They're great people. But the workout itself, I mean, you leave, you got your endorphins pumping, you're feeling good, you're feeling accomplished. It's one thing about me, man. I'll go in there and I'll be dragging. I'll do my 15 minutes, and I'll look at my trainer. I'm like, dude, thank you for pushing me and getting me through that 15. It's just 15 minutes. That's all it is. But you feel so accomplished on the backside. You put that suit on, they turn it on, it stimulates your muscles for 15 minutes. You do some little workouts. Bada bing, bada boom. You're out of there, and you're a better person for it. You're feeling better. You're looking better. Everything's just better. Life is just better. So get with the program, man. Homewood, Huntsville, and Tuscaloosa, all of it right there in one convenient spot on the website. Their information, their phone numbers, their locations. You can go to any of them you want to, whatever is most convenient. Mandu.com, MANDUU.com. Make sure you tell them Andrew Mclain sent you. This is the perfect song for the eating etiquette, by the way.
It is. Matter of fact, I'm eating right now. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot. I'm talking while I'm eating.
Yeah, you are. This is not a good start. But it's all right. We'll get it back on track.
Yeah.
This band's actually going to be in Birmingham this October at Furnace Fest. They're like one of the top 3 bands for that Sunday night.
Wow, they got a cute name. I like that.
What?
Slaughter to Prevail.
Yeah, that's right. It's a Russian band. It's all in Russian.
Aha, that's why I didn't understand anything.
Crank it up. There we go. When I first discovered that song, I was like, I like it. I don't know what they're saying, but I like it.
I think even if they were singing in English, I don't know if you could tell.
No, probably
They got
not.
that guttural thing.
Yeah. I don't. People are not going to believe this, but I really don't listen to a lot of that style of vocal music. The music with that style vocals.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's a handful of them I like.
Yeah, but I mean, you're like energy. You're all about the energy.
I got to have energy, man. I got to have that energy. Let's see. Craig says sometimes the chips are kind of hard. He was just trying to soften them up for you.
See, I'm looking out for you, buddy.
Joe Daddy says spittle and chips. This could be better than wigs and titties.
Oh, gosh. Where did that come from?
Bubba Rumble's Jay Bizzle snack attack was in full effect. Holly says, leave John Bird alone. Let him eat his chips and salsa in peace. Well, there is no peace when he's spitting on everybody else's food. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm infringing on other people's eating rights. That's what I'm doing.
That's the declaration of war. He says you should get Borat to teach John.
Oh, yeah.
If I could get Sacha Baron Cohen on the phone and get him to teach you.
Yeah. Or the Mountain Brook folks that tried to teach him.
Yeah.
It was in Mountain Brook.
That's right. We could do something like that. Maggie says you have to learn to properly eat with your fingers off the floor before you move up to eating with forks and knives at the table. Well,
Forks
I think
and
you.
Knives?
Yeah.
I mean, I've used plasticware before. That's about as close as I've come.
Yeah. Well, I think you've moved on to the table. I think we could probably start there. Tracy says at least you didn't double dip. Did you? Yeah, he probably.
I tell you what, these elections, man. A lot of stuff. Yes, I double dipped. But you know what? That's just a made up thing from Seinfeld.
That's why they brought us 2 things of salsa with one
And
bag of chips.
you put the other one like an offering down where my tip thing was.
Yeah, I just took the whole. That's what I did after he went back up on stage. I just took the chips and salsa to the stage and dropped them off.
And see, I was just thinking, man, that's so nice of him. Get this out of here.
And somebody whose name's listed as Tim/John says, just when I didn't think you two could get any dumber. We're having one of those days where people are really mean on the text line.
Yeah, but you know what? We both didn't get a good night's sleep.
No, we didn't.
So, maybe we're kind of stupid and goofy and we don't realize it because of lack of sleep.
Yeah, it was a long night, but people are also going to be haters. Most of the time when you see somebody being a hater on the text line, all of their previous message are hating, whether it's hating this show or hating all the shows. But yeah, they keep listening. So,
some of them are probably just having fun.
Maybe
I'm easy to pick on. Just ask Richard.
That's a good point. Richard would make that case.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is.
But that's why I'm a man of the people. I will take that scorn.
You will. So, yesterday, or maybe this was Monday. What is today? Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
This may have been on Monday. Donald Trump came out with a Trump RX announcement. And the announcement was that they were teaming up with former Dallas Mavericks owner and Shark Tank co-host Mark Cuban on the Trump RX deal.
What?
That's right.
When did he turn it around?
I don't know. He must have hit his head or something, but he has decided that he is going to team up with the president, somebody that he's spoke out fervently against, somebody that he has campaigned against. He pushed for Kamala Harris to win the previous election. He has now found himself teaming up with the president over drug prices. When he was at the White House and was asked about it by reporters, about the fact that he was so anti-Trump and now he finds himself working with Trump, the answer that he gave, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was such a sports answer that I thought, man, that's the easiest cop-out he could have gone with. Probably the best cop-out he could have gone with. Because he said something to the effect of, well, that was a different season, and now this is a new season, and we're just looking ahead to the next game. You know how coach speak goes. Like, when you ask a coach, like, how do you win today's game? Well, it's like, well, first of all, we got to get more points than the other team, and then we got to make sure we don't turn the ball over, and we get the ball in the end zone, and we gotta play defense. We can't let the other team score. Common sense stuff.
Yeah,
it was one of those explanations. But he has, and I wouldn't say that he has turned into a Trump supporter, but I will say that he has, at the very least, come to the realization that Trump derangement syndrome is not going to get you anywhere. That if you actually care about the issues that you claim you care about, you will be willing to work with anybody that has the power to advance your agenda.
Yep.
And there's nobody with more power to advance your agenda than the president of the United States. And so I commend Mark Cuban for realizing that and understanding that if his goal is to get as many Americans as possible low drug prices, this is what you got to do. But not everybody feels that way. There are many that are completely against this, even if it does cost you your life savings in order to afford your medication. Some say that they would rather you starve and have to sacrifice the food off your table for your medications instead of working with Donald Trump and lowering med prices. It's hard to take the text line serious sometimes. And I'm going to give you a prime example.
Uh-oh.
So, people had their panties in a wad earlier in the show because I don't like Thomas Massey, and this is not some new revelation for me. This is not my first time speaking out against Thomas Massey. I think he's just a guy that thinks of himself as the center of the universe and aligns himself with Democrats, and I think it's a terrible move. So I spent the morning, and I actually didn't even see these, but I went back and looked, and I basically got accused of, yet again, being a shill for Israel, supporting Israel first over America, and that's the reason, and the Epstein files and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm just this big, I love Bibi Netanyahu, and I love Israel, and all this kind of stuff, right? Because I don't like Thomas Massey.
That's a mighty big jump.
And then the message that just came through was that the reason people are hating on the text line is because I spend all my time bashing Bibi Netanyahu. And I'm like, okay, so which way do we go with this? This is not serious. It's always going back to the Israel thing. I don't even talk about Israel that much. I rarely talk about it because I don't even care. And the person that texted in, his name is BB Lover. He says, maybe the text line hates on you because you hate on Netanyahu so much. When's the last time I've even mentioned Netanyahu? I barely talk about the guy. I've mentioned him, probably 3 or 4 times in 6 months?
Yeah.
So do I hate Israel? Do I love Israel? Am I getting my paycheck? Am I getting my $7,000? Which is it? Do I hate them? Do I love them? Anyway, it's just one of those days, man. Some days people they've got their panties in such a wad. I don't know. Everybody needs to chill out, man. We're all supposed to be on the same team here.
That's right. No dissension here. Come on now.
Trying to make issues out of nothing, like stuff that literally doesn't even exist. So anyway, Todd Blanche in Miami right now talking about the indictments on Raul Castro. Let's see what that's about. Go to it live.
Great state. And your great U.S. Senator is here as well. She's very busy in D.C., but wouldn't miss this for the world. So thank you for being here, Senator Moody. So I want to thank Jason for his leadership down here in Florida. He's doing a great job beyond today, and I'd also ask him to replace me at the podium to say a few words. So thank you, Jason, very much.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for being here. It may sound a little repetitive, some of the things we're saying, but they're worthy of saying twice, 3 times, 100 times. So bear with us. For nearly 70 years, the communist Cuban regime has acted with impunity in its systematic repression of its people. And for the last 30 years, this regime's senior leadership has gone unchallenged for its murder of 4 Americans. Today, the United States announces a historic indictment charging Raul Castro and 5 co-defendants for their roles in the February 24th, 1996 shootdown of 2 brothers to the rescue. A Miami grand jury has charged these defendants with conspiracy to kill U.S. nationals, destruction of aircraft, and 4 counts of murder. The victims were 4 unarmed civilian pilots engaged in humanitarian work: Carlos Costa, Armando Alejandre Jr., Mario de la Peña, and Pablo Morales. They were not combatants, they were not armed, and they posed no threat. According to the indictment, Raul Castro, then minister of the Cuban Revolutionary Armed Forces, authorized and oversaw a military chain of command that ended with Cuban fighter jets firing air-to-air missiles at civilian aircraft over international waters. Those missiles destroyed the planes without warning and killed all aboard. For 30 years, the families have waited. The Miami community has waited, and our country has waited. Today is a step towards accountability. This is the first time in almost 70 years that a senior leadership of the Cuban regime has been charged in the United States for acts of violence, resulting in the death of Americans. The passage of time does not erase murder. It does not diminish the value of those lives, and it does not weaken our commitment to the rule of law. Standing here in the Freedom Tower gives this moment added meaning. This is the Ellis Island for Cuban refugees. It was the main processing center for countless exiles who fled communist Cuba with the hopes of reaching the American dream. My own mother spent her first night in the United States in this very building. After fleeing brutal communist Cuba, like so many families in Miami, mine understands what it means to arrive here with little more than hope and a chance to rebuild under the protection of American law. That history reminds me of the duty we carry, a duty to seek justice for victims, a duty to stand with families who have carried this pain for decades, and a duty to make it clear that those who kill Americans cannot simply wait out American justice. Today's date, May 20th, also carries deep meaning for the Cuban people. It is their 4th of July. It marks Cuba's independence from colonial Spain. It reminds us that the pursuit of freedom, dignity, and accountability spans generations and still lives alive and well in the heart of the Cuban community. Today's indictment is one part of that long effort. When I came into office in August of last year, I made reviving this case a priority. And I want to thank the team that made it happen. My first assistant, U.S. Attorney Yara Lorenzo Kalukas. And my assistant United States Attorneys, Abby Waxman and Mike Gilfard. In conjunction with FBI Miami's Cuba squad, which we're not going to name or show their faces, for their commitment and drive to seeing this case through. It's incredible work. I also want to thank Mr. Attorney General for his incredible support and steady leadership of the department. And before I conclude, I also want to acknowledge the assistance of Florida Attorney General's office. Attorney General James Upmeyer and his team have been strong partners in this effort. Their support reflects the best of federal and state law enforcement working together in service of justice. With that, I turn the podium over to FBI's Deputy Director, Chris Rea. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Before I begin, I specifically want to thank the Attorney General and, of course, the U.S. Attorney here for allowing me to speak to you all today. And I also want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to showcase the small part that the FBI played. As was stated, today marks a significant moment in a long, long journey for justice. A journey that began 30 years ago with an unprovoked attack on American lives. 4 humanitarians were on a noble mission to help those fleeing oppression. Instead, their lives were violently taken in a reckless act by the Cuban regime. The FBI, the Department of Justice, and countless others never forgot them, and we never stopped hunting for the truth. Today's announcement shows that if it's 5 months, 5 years, 5 decades, we will keep pursuing you, and we'll keep pursuing anyone who intends to harm our citizens, and they will face American justice. I'd like to thank our dedicated special agents, our dedicated prosecutors, our dedicated intelligence analysts, and our dedicated professional staff, as well as our counterintelligence program, for never giving up. Enormous credit is due to the many teams across the 16 different FBI cases regarding this matter. The teams who have worked to hold members of the Cuban government's WASP network accountable. Our people have systematically and relentlessly searched for evidence, conducted countless interviews, and pieced together critical intelligence for nearly 3 decades. They turned dead ends into fresh leads. And over the years, that hard work has paid off with convictions of multiple operatives for activities related to that vicious shootdown. The charges we announced today are only the latest milestone on that road to justice, a road paved with persistence, partnership, and extreme resolve. To anyone who spies on our country or harms our citizens, know this: the FBI, the Department of Justice, has a long memory. We will come after you, and we will find you. As I close, I'd like to close with a personal anecdote, as this is deeply personal to me. You see, I was a former member of the United States Coast Guard right here in Miami Beach in Key West, Florida in the 1990s. I conducted numerous humanitarian missions with my fellow Coast Guardsmen, rescuing Cuban citizens who were just trying to find a better life. I also was fortunate enough to act as security during remembrance ceremonies held at the 12 nautical mile limit just outside of Cuban territorial waters. I served on Coast Guard cutters that provided the security to the friends and family who were just trying to remember their lost loved ones. So for me, today brings everything full circle. So in that vein, we dedicate all 3 decades of casework to the memories of the loved ones lost that day. To the victims' families and friends, we stand with you as we hold those responsibilities to account. Now, I'm going to turn it over to the U.S. Senator of this great state, Senator Moody. Thank you.
All right, so we'll hop in here, and then they're not really giving us a whole lot of information, but just a little bit of backstory on this and why all the news outlets are covering this is they are charging Raul Castro, who was in charge of the militias and the military at that time, back in 1996, with the murder of 4 U.S. nationals. And what this stems from is it was February 24th, 1996. Cuba shot down two planes that were in international airspace, killing those 4 people on board. I think 3 of the 4 were U.S. citizens. The planes belonged to a group called Brothers to the Rescue, and they were actually Cuban exiles that lived in Miami that would fly the small civilian Cessna planes over the Florida Straits to spot desperate rafters fleeing Cuba and call in rescues from the Coast Guard. As you heard from that individual right there, he talked about, being a part of that. So they were literally trying to save people that were trying to flee the oppression in Cuba. And so as they were doing that, the military led by Raul Castro ordered those planes to be shot down, again, in international airspace, and killed those 4 crew members. And so all this time later, they have now decided to charge Raul Castro with the murder of those individuals. Now, what that looks like, this is, for all we know, this could be just nothing more than symbolic for the family. Not to say that they're not going to go after Raul Castro, but this is what they're hinging whatever it is they're about to do on. Raul Castro, I think, is like 96 years old. 94, 96 years old. Like, he's an old man. He's not going to be around much longer. But justice doesn't really care how old you are. They have decided that they are finally going to take action on this case. I don't know what the casework was or why it took so long, or if it's just a matter of previous FBI and administrations just didn't care about it. But the reason it's a big deal is because it is very important to the Cuban community in this country and to Cubans that still live in Cuba. So that's what you were just listening to. That's the backstory on it, and we'll see how all of that plays out, because Cuba has been in play. It's been in the headlines on the backside of Venezuela. We may be seeing moves in Cuba very soon. We don't know, but you will find out as soon as we do. 205-545-9950, more of the line coming up next.